I met a guy in America a few years ago, a lad called Bruce Witham. Bruce is an Australian. He's actually got a YouTube channel. He does lots of machining, lots of broken stud removal, and he has made 1 or 2 accessories for machine tools. He's built and designed this called a 2-line-3. It's a 3-jaw lathe chuck stop. I haven't opened the box yet. He sent it to me to have a look at and obviously to try and promote it. I'll be going to do a little bit of video on this later on, possibly after next weekend when I get back from my little holiday. So that's something to look forward to. These items turned up at work last week. The lad calls them Doubleboost edition bell end nozzles. And what they're for, they're nozzles that go on the end of a water tube on a milling machine or a lathe. As you can see, they're quite a unique design in shape. They've also got a spiral groove down the centre which holds the water together. I'm going to put this on the milling machine and see what sort of spray pattern it does give. I'm not sure if these are going to be available or not, but it's certainly given me a little bit of a laugh. So the direct replacement, that simply pops off and the bell end nozzle simply pops on. I'll turn the water on and you can see, we'll see what sort of spray pattern we'll get. I'm sure we'll witnessed that before. Anyway, it's always a little talking point, I suppose. It started off with a simple enough question: John, can you get us a BSF bolt? No problem. So what the lad wants is a BSF bolt, 2 inches long, inch of thread, 3/4 head, but he wants it made of brass. I mean, you cannot just go and buy a brass bolt, it's a one-off. So I've got a bit of hexi bar, 20mm hexi bar, which is near enough, it's 3/4. And I've got the 7/16 BSF die nuts, and I've certainly got a lathe, so I'll be able to make them one. I make lots of brass nuts and washers for various traction engine applications, mainly for sure, but I haven't actually made a brass bolt before. But you want a brass bolt, it is load bearing, but it's semi-decorative. It's decorative, it's not the end of the world. And the bolts that's in there are brass anyway, but the head's all been chewed up, so I'm going to make them one. If you wanted any more than 1 or 2 making, I would get somebody to do them with a CNC machine, but for a one-off, I don't mind doing one. It seems very strange, but every time I clean this lathe off, I seem to get a brass job in. I've just removed all the plastic from it. Right, so we need a 2-inch bolt, so we need to measure how much of that's sticking out there, so I need to find my steel rule again. I've used the DRO to get that just under 2 inches to that shoulder. We need to get it down to diameter now. 7/6 is 4375, 7/16 is 4375, which is 11.12mm. I'm going to do it in metric. Unfortunately, it's just easier for me. I know it used to be, but now it is. So I need 7.5mm off that. Down 3mm cut in. think that should be on size now. I'm going to take the shoulder down to 2 inches exactly. Which means watching me deal, that's 2 inches. I don't really need to be that critical, but that's what size it is now. It's a funny tail over. I think that makes in it 451. I think that comes in 436, which is 1,000 that size, which is not going to make a great deal of difference to a BSF thread. And that tool's going to leave a nice little radius in the corner, which is a lot stronger than a sharp edge. Use the same tool just to put a nice little chamfer on there for the die to start on. If this was steel I would probably screw cut it, but for brass I'm just going to run a die up it. I've got a blue shorty mark there at 1 inch, that's where I need to stop threading. Wind the die in, and once it starts it should pull it turbed in, which it is. Shooting in front of but it's actually doing the nice job. This is a 7/16 BSF die nut, which is a really nice fit on the thread. Not slack, not tight, just nice. If anything slightly tight, so I'll run that down the thread and that'll finally bring it to size. Die nuts are for cleaning up and polishing threads, not for actually cutting virgin threads, or they will do it, they don't like it. I'm just going to knock the corners off here and then I'll part the piece off. 1/2 inch thick you wanted the head to be. I've bought a new part notch system because I can't get a new blade from Banggood. I brought the blade and they don't do them anymore, which is a shame because it was a really good tool. I bought this one from Cutwell and it's actually got a 2mm tip in as opposed to the Banggood 4mm, which is a lot more friendly on the lathe and wastes a lot less material. That being said, it wasn't cheap. Shouldn't be a problem on brass, I wouldn't have thought. It's a lot more like the cut off the width of what I was getting with the 4mm tool. Just going to check the centre height, it wasn't. Just stopped cutting there for some reason. It's very slightly above centre height. You need it to be absolutely dead on centre height, or a fanny's hair below it, but not above. shouldn't be putting my hand in here really, but it's finding his head to take off the head, literally. About 1.5 hours. Ain't that's nice. That really is a pretty bolt. Nicely proportioned. The outside's 3/4 and this is actually 19, but it's going to do the job because we're going to use an adjustable spanner anyway. But it is a nice, sharp, clean thread. Pretty satisfying. How long it'll be before the wood's rotted off that and top down.
I thought it was made.
Can we illuminate that top bearing on the ceiling now? What about the shaft? Can you get some lights on that shaft from there, bro? Sure. The bit of newspaper there, which should have been using to clean the shelves. 2 handles on the back. A box here. 2 handles on the front. That's to lift it when it was either full or half full, but that is the toilet they used in this little siding. Date on the paper, June the 6th, 1922, and it was the Daily Mail. As you spin round, you go out to this little siding. There's a nice timber box there. What's on the top there, Jim? Just a water bottle. Bottle on the top. Nice wooden box. Toilets in there, it's quite interesting.
You get that yoke on roll, is that?
Handle off a barra. There's a bit of pack in there, isn't it? A seal. Once again, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. The numbers are going up quite nicely. It'll be great to get 100,000 for Christmas. If you want, have a look at the link in the description box onto my Patreon channel. See what you think of that. Anyway, thanks for watching.